Like a new carpet smell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Mind Your Fucking Business with your host, Jeffrey Krentzman.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it may be, wherever you're listening to the Mind Your Fucking Business podcast. Thank you for joining us. Always coming to you, as always, from the beautiful studios of Undefeated Media here in Bergen County, New Jersey. You love that. That's your favorite part of the show. It's like you could just go home now. You're happy with it. You're happy with it, right? Coming to you, like I said, from Undefeated Media. This is episode number 22 on the Spanish dial. I've been working on my Spanish.
It's very good.
After I got criticized, as we talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
Better, right?
It's very good.
22.
I mean, it's more of a B. Venti. V's or B's?
Okay. Well, you know what? I was close enough.
Venti.
So I would have got a B on that instead of like an A. Like if you graded me, if I got an A minus, we would be rolling. Welcome to the program, everyone. Thanks for tuning in as always. You can listen to us on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and a bunch of other places that are out there. So if you ever want to find us, we should be easily accessible. You don't have to look too hard. And as always, you can email us any questions at our show's email, which is already up on the screen before I even said it. Boy, modern technology here.
It's getting better and better every time.
It is, which is the MYPB show at gmail.com email address. So you can reach us there, whether your questions be hockey, football. Someone asked us a question last week about Bitcoin that I had no idea the answer on, but fire away whatever you want to get at us.
Some.
Because of the guy who wrote into the show?
It did strike interest.
Okay.
I bought Ethereum, which is the second next tier of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's like everyone knows what Bitcoin is. Mm-hmm. It's like BMW, Mercedes, or vice versa, whatever you want to say. I bought Ethereum thinking everyone's got Bitcoin. It's like 40K right now. They're going to start pulling that out and putting it in the next one. Do
you know that if, let's say, and again, we certainly do not give investment advice on the show, but let's say that your investment here works out. Mm-hmm. You know what you don't need to spend your millions on? New Wi-Fi. True. In the studio, because it still smells like new Wi-Fi in this place. It's like new carpeting.
That's the Febreze, but either way.
Either way, we'll pretend. Well, welcome to the program. We're going to start today, and I'm sure you could probably guess where we're going to go, and that is hockey, because we are a hockey podcast, and we got started at the end of August. So we came on kind of at the second half of the Stanley Cup playoffs in the bubble, but now we have the opportunity to kind of run through some regular season stuff. So hockey will start to become the feature. We will have a guest coming up, but the guest is a familiar one, and it is a football theme. So we're gonna tackle the hockey aspect first.
See what you did there. You're gonna tackle.
I didn't even mean to, but thank you. More credit than I deserve, which is a story of my life. More credit than I deserve. Anyways, so hockey gets started. We talked last week on the show. Hockey got started last week on Wednesday, which coincidentally was the day we were on the air last week with Dan Rosen of the NHL Network, and we thank him again for joining us. He will be back again. But hockey gets started with a couple games on the slate on Wednesday, and then the New York Rangers got started on Thursday. Now, let me explain to you, because my hockey maven over here, I'm going to assume maybe is not aware of what happened Thursday. So I'm going to go on that assumption. So I'll just give like a recap.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Thursday, the Rangers, have their first game at 7:00 at night. It is total excitement. Now, we haven't had hockey here in a long time. The Rangers had a 3-game, playoffs, and then they were out. So we really haven't had a real prolonged season of hockey for a year. Mm-hmm. Ranger fans, Devil fans, whoever you are excited to have it back. Absolutely. We're all still, unfortunately, in this world where we have to be home most of the time. Yeah. So to not watch Netflix or something, and you could put on a live game of a team you like, is exciting.
Yeah.
So the stage is set up Thursday, and the Rangers are playing, their rivals, the Islanders. Now, also well talked about on this program, it is the debut of Alexis Lafreniere.
Oh, yeah.
The first draft pick. It's going to be his first game. And it also is the first time in 15 years that for the New York Rangers, the starting goalie in net for them is not Henrik Lundqvist. It is Igor Shesterkin, kind of like the new fad, the new thing, right? So it's total excitement. On a side note, it also happened to be my birthday. So
happy birthday.
Thank you. But I only say that because in my house, because I was home all day with the kids, they're all excited for my birthday. Like, when you get older, your birthday's not exciting, but your kids are excited. So they're excited. The house is excited.
It's lined up to be a great night.
Right.
What happened?
my wife and kids decided to, and I thank God I don't have a picture of it, to put on the show. Had like Ranger pajamas that we all put on.
Nice.
It was exciting,
Nice.
right? So the game starts, like 7:10 or whatever, and right away, and I'm not even talking 5 seconds into the game, I am super annoyed. The camera angle that the MSG network is using to show the game is not the normal thing that they broadcast every Ranger game for the past 41 years of my life.
Why?
I don't know. I can't tell who has the puck. They set the camera at MSG.
Is it like NHL? Is it like
No.
Is it like
No,
the game?
You can tell in video games easier than what they were doing, Doug. So they had set the camera angle like higher at the Garden where the Rangers play than ever. So you could see, okay, this guy's in a white shirt, he's an Islander, this guy's in a blue shirt, but I had no idea who was who. Like,
so
what
it's
player.
like far out. It's like nosebleed section.
It was annoying me. Like, I was ready for this
I gotta
moment,
see this.
and I
Maybe
can't.
I can get a screenshot.
Well, hold up. Before you even do that, there's going to
Okay.
be an update in a minute, right?
Okay.
I can't tell anything. And I'm texting all my friends, what's going on with the camera angle? They say, I don't know. I can't tell what's going on either. So let's fast forward a minute into the game.
Okay.
Jack Johnson, who we've on this program gotten on, why the Rangers, did they sign this guy for a year contract? He's old. He sucks. Pardon my French. What happens a minute into the game, Doug? Jack Johnson takes a penalty. What happens a minute later on the power play? The Islanders score. It's 1-0 before you've even had your snack or your popcorn or your drink.
Before you finish complaining about the camera angle.
Right. You know what? The camera sucks and we're losing 1-0. Long, not even, 5 minutes later, it's 2-0. Then it's 3-0. My son, who's 7, is like looking at me like, what is going on? He's into this. Like, wow, Daddy, the Rangers stink. You know what, bud? You're right. They do. So the Rangers lose on opening night on Thursday, 4-0.
I feel like this happened last season. Same way. You were so excited that
Excited for the
hockey came
playoffs to
back.
come back. Yes.
We're just so excited about hockey in general with the COVID and everything, and it was just a huge letdown.
So the Rangers on Thursday night.
Yeah.
If you analyze sports, if you know, actually not even that.
That's what we do here.
But if you know anything, well, they call it analyzing. I'm not sure. If you know anything about hockey, you would look at the way the Rangers played for 60 minutes. They couldn't complete passes. They were passing to people that went in the corner. I mean, it was awful. It was horrendous.
How did our boy Alexis
Lafreniere did not do much, but in his defense, there was not a single blue shirt that played well that night. Wow. They were awful. Like, you couldn't, I think we talked about on this program that because I'm bored now, I'm refereeing youth hockey. I'm pretty sure some of the youth teams, they wouldn't have beat the Rangers, but they look more organized than they looked on opening night. So what would be the start of the season without instant controversy, right?
Ooh.
So this happens Thursday night, and Friday it comes out on Twitter about midday. Now, the Rangers are not playing Friday. They're going to play the Islanders again on Saturday night. All right? Mm-hmm. It comes out via Twitter that Tony DeAngelo, one of their defensemen, who they just re-signed over the offseason to a 2-year, I want to say $4.4 million contract. So a decent amount of money.
Some money.
I said he was overpaid, if you remember, is not going to be in the lineup due to a coach's decision the following night.
Wow.
Right? So Tony DeAngelo, on a Thursday night. Now, the Rangers at this point were already down 3 or 4-0 because it happened in the third period. Took a penalty, mouthed off to the referee, and slammed the door of the penalty box and got an additional 2 minutes. And
It's
that
the same guy who the coach said he wasn't going to play.
Yes, this is why we think he's not going to play. Now, Tony DeAngelo has had issues off the ice, and we won't get into that many of them, but because it's political, he is a very, very big, and it's fine that he does this, a Trump supporter, and has made issues in social media world that he's leaving social media because of what happened to Trump. So it's drawn a lot of attention, I think, to the Rangers they don't want, whether you're a Trump supporter or not. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they were thrilled with him with that. So Tony DeAngelo was not going to be in the lineup on Saturday night.
Culture, man.
Yes. And let's take Igor Shesterkin in goal, who was terrible, and pull him as well. So now we're going to play Alexander Gorgiev on Saturday night.
Why are we pulling him?
Because he just didn't have a good game.
So we're just going to pull him on his first game?
Yeah, we're going to play the backup goalie, but the backup goalie is pretty good. We're going to play the backup goalie on the second.
Sounds like a great season lineup
Yes.
for us, boys.
Now, let's also, while we're at it, because we're in the mode of making crazy changes here.
Yeah.
Let's switch up the lines. Alexis Lafreniere, who's played one game on a
He's
line
now
with
starting?
Philippine. No, he's now moved up to the second line,
Oh, wow.
and he's now playing with Ryan Strome and Artemi Panarin. And let's take Capo Caco, who was on that line, and move him down to the third slot.
Man.
So
After one game, whatever the line change is okay, but for a goalie, that's killing your confidence. One game and you're already that's crazy.
Okay. So what do you think? Because now you probably don't know. I don't know. So now they play the Islanders again Saturday night with all these changes that I just kind of built you up with.
Yeah.
What happens?
They lose even more.
They lose even more. Okay. Dougie Stick says they lose any more. So they play on Saturday night, and the Rangers win 5-0. That's why he's our hockey maven, Dougie Sticks over there. I love it.
Nice.
You can't make it up. And the Rangers do a polar opposite performance on Saturday night, where everything went wrong on Thursday. They looked absolute. I wouldn't say
Could you
perfect.
actually see them though?
Yeah. Oh wait. Yes. Thank you.
Maybe it was the camera.
Timeout. Saturday afternoon, Neil Best of New York Newsday puts out a report that MSG has fielded a lot of complaints about their camera angle on the broadcast and would be going back to their original broadcast. But what was strange about it, and I don't understand this, is he made it seem like the camera angle was changed due to COVID regulations, which is weird because there's no fans there.
Yeah.
So it's not like, okay, the cameraman would be standing next to someone.
Everything on COVID.
There's 18,200 empty seats in that building. Anyway, they brought back the camera and good things happened. With the crap camera, it was awful. So Saturday night, the Rangers really picked up where they need to be. They were excellent. Artemi Panarin had 2 goals. Pavel Buchnevich, who we have said this is a critical year for him, had 2 goals. And Capo Caco, who got moved down from the second to third line, scored a goal. Alexander Gorgiev, who was their backup goalie who started, was excellent. But in fairness, Alexander Gorgiev, if he was on a lot of teams, would start. The Rangers are very lucky to have him as a backup goalie because he is very talented. So the fact that he had a shutout is not crazy. He's very good. The Rangers now tonight will play the New Jersey Devils because we're taping the show this week on Tuesday the 19th. They will face off against the New Jersey Devils at home, and they will go back with Gorgiev, who had the shutout. He will start again tonight.
Wow.
And Tony DeAngelo will remain out of the lineup. Now, here I understand, right? Because you made changes to the lineup, and Saturday night they were excellent. So you're not going to go and change it. You're going to ride the hot hand. But it's going to be interesting to see how this develops now with Tony DeAngelo because you just re-signed him. He played 1 game, and now he's benched. You literally re-signed him October, I think it was. So when he comes back in the lineup at some point, because the Rangers are going to lose again at some point, and that would be the time to make changes, someone's going to have to come out of the lineup. And I think that's probably going to hopefully be Jack Johnson. We talked about last week with Dan Rosen of the NHL Network that Keandre Miller is a defenseman that was going to start this season on the blue line for the Rangers. He did not have a really good first game, but again, no one did. But he had a really good game on Saturday night, so that was encouraging. Alexis Lafreniere has not done anything yet, but let's not hop on the bus, right, and think that he's a bust after 2 games. He is. I will say this from watching him. And it was easier to watch him Saturday in the camera that I had because I could at least see who he was. He's a pretty darn good skater, this kid, and he's got great hands. So he'll be fine. Now, if you are a Ranger fan, this is an opportunity with the schedule coming up to pick up some points. Now, I know off camera we have a guest in the studio today who's a Devil fan, so I'm not going to look that way as I say this. But here's an opportunity where you can pick up points. You have the Devils tonight. You then have 2 games in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh looks terrible. Tristan Jarry, who's their starting goalie, let in 6 goals each of his first 2 games, and defensively they look like a mess. And Sidney Crosby is still Sidney Crosby, but he's not really superhuman anymore. He's still very good. So Pittsburgh's got a lot of issues. Dan talked about last week on the show that Pittsburgh may not be what a lot of people think they're going to be, and that showed already. So if you're the Rangers, you have the Devils tonight at home. You have 2 games in Pittsburgh, and then you go to Buffalo, who's also not off to the greatest start either. This is an opportunity. If you look at these 5 games and you say to yourself, there's 10 points at stake, get them.
Yeah.
If you don't get 10, get 7, get 8, do something, because it's going to balance out. You're going to have to start playing Boston. You're going to have to start playing the Flyers, and you're going to have to start playing Washington. So when you have these stretches where you're playing teams that maybe are not as good as the others, you need to pick up points. Absolutely. And this is going to be an opportunity for them to do so over the next week. So next week when we come on the air, we will see out of those 10 points how many the Rangers got.
So let me ask you this. From the first game that was terrible,
mm-hmm.
to Saturday, which we kicked butt, what were the things that you saw that, I know you made a lot of changes, but what were the things? Were they moving the puck better? What were the things that you really noticed? They
were just flat on Thursday. Nobody came out to play. They weren't forechecking as they should have been. They weren't hitting. Saturday night, and in some ways you could expect it. Like, if we're going to now show up, we got our our butts kicked by this team. So they really were moving the puck well. They were finishing checks. They were getting the puck out of the defensive end. They were shooting the puck better. I don't know the shot count on both games. I don't remember, but I would be pretty sure they had more shots on Saturday because they seemed to be getting pucks to the net. Now, the Rangers got a little bit of a break. I should say this, that the goalie that played on Thursday night that shut them out got injured on Saturday night in a pregame warmup. And so they had to play a Russian kid that they're high on, the Islanders, to make his NHL debut. He didn't play bad, but I mean, the Rangers played better. So we'll see here. I think they played a lot better on some other tri-state area hockey issues. I said the Devils come to the Garden tonight. If you are the New Jersey Devils and you are a fan of the New Jersey Devils, you should be very, very happy with your opening weekend. You had 2 games at home versus the Boston Bruins, who probably are the cream of the crop in the division, if not the league. And you got 3 out of 4 possible points. The Devils lost in a shootout on Thursday night and opening night, and then won in this really kind of thrilling fashion with a second left in overtime on Saturday. So not only did you get 3 out of 4 points from the Bruins, as I'm dying here, apparently, I need to take a drink.
He's got the vid.
Yeah. But you also got 3 of those 4 points without, 3 of your best players. You didn't have Nico Hischier, number 1 draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
You still don't have Sami Vatanen, and you don't have Jesper Bratt, who will be back hopefully not tonight against the Rangers. So if you're the Devils, you got to be really happy. Blackwood's played very well in net so far, and obviously now with Corey Crawford retiring, there's more pressure on Blackwood to do the job. So if you're the New Jersey Devils, you got 3 out of 4 possible points before you come into the Garden tonight. You should be very pleased. The Islanders, we talked about them because the 2 games versus the Rangers, they beat the Bruins last night at home 1-0 on a late third period goal to win. The Islanders are off to a good start as well, but let's not draw any massive conclusions after only 3 games out of 56. But the Islanders will be right there and competitive. One of the things with the Islanders is they play such a defensive system. They have the best coach in the game, Barry Trotz, so they will be fine. But they are off to a good start as well. So on the hockey front, we'll see where the Rangers are in a week from now, and we will go from there. Anything other hockey you want to talk about?
Do you make bets on hockey?
No, I refuse to bet on the Rangers. Even if I love a bet on the Rangers, I don't even touch. I won't.
How about just hockey in general?
Rarely. If I see something like there was a bet, I don't know why I remember this. It was 2 years ago. I remember the weirdest things.
Was it a glitch?
No, it was not a glitch. The Bruins, so this would have been the fall of 2018. You could look it up. Wait, no, fall of 2019. I think the Bruins, 2018. The Bruins had a home game on a Saturday afternoon versus the Red Wings. The Bruins are far and away better. And there's this spread in hockey where it's like minus 1.5. So you're betting on the Bruins to win by 2 or more, but it's a great payout because you're expecting them to win by 2 or more. Mm-hmm. And the odds were really good payout. So I hit that and they won like 5-1. But I don't really bet on hockey, and I certainly will never bet on the Rangers because I feel like I'm the kiss of death.
Well, that was going to be my follow-up question is like, how do you it goes by points by goals. So and I feel like hockey is tough because it could be 1-0. It could be 2-0. Right. You know what I mean?
You know what I do like? I don't think they have it anymore. Years ago, they used to have what was called the Grand Salami bet in hockey, where you would take, like, let's say you had a Saturday where you had 16 games in the NHL. It would be the sort of thing where, like, it would say, this is the total amount of goals scored in the league today. Say it was 99, right? And you would bet there's going to be more than 99 or less than 99. Well, the under would always hit because all you would need is one game to be 1-0 or 2-1. Or then if you had like 2 or 3 games like that, you easily hit because the other games are not going to be 15-14.
True.
But they got rid of that bet probably because
They weren't making any money.
Probably because they weren't making any money. But if you see the Grand Salami bet, send us an email at myppshow@gmail.com. So we will now go to football and talk a little bit of NFL. So the playoffs over the weekend, on our picks end, we were 2 of 4. We were imperfect on Saturday and we were perfect on Sunday. So let's start with the good news, which is Sunday.
Absolutely.
We said Cleveland getting 9.5 was a lot, and to take them. Now, we maybe got lucky Mahomes was out of that game because they had already covered that game at halftime, and then they came back. So we had Cleveland right, and then we had Tampa +3, and Tampa won the game outright. I said, don't go against Brady in the playoffs. So we had that right. But then on Saturday, we had the opposite success. We had the Rams getting 6.5, which it looked like for a while we may hit, but we did not.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Baltimore getting +2.5. But as I said, I wanted Buffalo to win, so I would be fine to get that one wrong. So 2 for 4.
Not bad.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what? If it's a push, right?
We had a good season. So it's just bonus.
We had 10 winning weeks. We had 7 losing weeks. And you know what? Now we just pushed. So we got your money back. You had some entertainment on the thing. So we moved to the conference finals, which is crazy because a week from now when we are on, we will know what 2 teams are in the Super Bowl. And it starts on Sunday at 3:05 up in Lambeau Field with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers led by Tom Brady going up against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, which is a great game. Now, I will say this, the NFL, and you can't blame them because they didn't know the matchup. I did see last week that they had already announced that the NFC Championship was going to be 3 o'clock and the AFC Championship was going to be 6, right? So really, I would think the more primetime spot is the 6. They kind of have this screwed up. They should have, in hindsight, probably would have liked to have had Brady versus Rodgers in Lambeau Field in primetime. Sure. Not that the other matchup's bad by any means, but so we have that going on. Well, can you pull up, or you know what? I'll pull it up, Dougie Sticks, because I don't want to lose the other thing on the screen in this thing. I am not actually 100% sure. I know the spread on the Buffalo game. Let's get the spread on the other game up to the minute here. The spread for Lambeau Field is going to be Tampa Bay getting 3.5. You know, again, I'm going to take Tampa. Here's why. We broadcast this podcast from the New Jersey, New York area, and I remember the Giants winning, if I'm not mistaken, not once but twice in Lambeau Field to go to the Super Bowl. So the Packers are not unbeatable there. Their coach, Matt LaFleur, who's done a remarkable job, is still young, right? He hasn't been to this stage yet. And Aaron Rodgers, in his career, has certainly, like any player, I should say, had some duds where he just isn't well. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay getting 3.5. I'm going to ride this magical carpet ride, which is Tom Brady going to Tampa and him having a good offense and a coach that, Bruce Arians is very offensive and is going to keep winning. I'm going to go with Tampa. What do you think?
It's kind of funny and ironic because if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, they still have to play against Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is kind of like, we always joke about Phillip Rivers, how he'll lose his head and whatever. I feel like Aaron Rodgers sometimes loses his cool sometimes and not folds under pressure, but someone runs a bad route or something and then just downhill from there.
Yeah, and he loses it. Yeah. So, look, Tampa is going to score. Green Bay's defense is really their Achilles heel. I mean, so Tampa's going to score. Green Bay's going to have to keep up with them. And so, and you know what? The over-under in the game is pretty high, 50.5. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Tampa plus 3.5. Now, the next game is really interesting. It's actually, we tried to get Jeff Sheesby on today because I wanted to ask him this, our old man who bets, but he's busy. And that is the Chiefs and Bills at 640. The Bills are getting 2.5. Now, what we don't know is a massively critical piece of information right now that's going to determine the spread.
What's that?
Is Patrick Mahomes going to play?
Oh,
because he's in concussion protocol. Right. I think he's going to play too. And this spread is reflecting that he's going to play. However, if you tell me that the star of that offense is not going to play, this spread is wrong. Clearly, if Chad Henne, who is the backup quarterback, is now starting for you in the AFC Championship game, I'm taking the Bills getting 2.5. I am also here, regardless of the Mahomes situation. I am going to take the Bills getting 2.5. There is something with this team. We've talked about this for weeks and weeks. That is just, I don't know if it's. I don't want to say it again because I said it a minute ago. The magic carpet ride, just like they're just on a roll. Things are going right. And I'm going to take the Bills here. So I am going to go with the scenario that you just mentioned, that the Buffalo Bills finally get to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1994. And they are staring at Tom Brady yet again as their nemesis.
That's funny.
And not that it really matters because I don't think there's fans at the Super Bowl this year. Mm-hmm. The Super Bowl is in Tampa. So it's not to say Tampa would have a home field advantage because you really don't at the Super Bowl. But it would be.
There'll be some people in there.
Yeah,
but.
right. Have they said it? Have you heard anything with that?
Nope.
This world that we live in.
The world is a crazy world.
Okay, so I am going with Tampa plus 3.5 and Buffalo plus 2.5. Dougie Sticks, what are you taking?
I agree. I mean, it's a crazy season. It's a crazy season. I think the Green Bay Tampa game is going to be awesome. I think we just had an awesome game with the Saints. I mean, seeing these two guys go at it for the last time. Who knows how many times we're going to see Aaron Rodgers and Brady go after it.
This is probably the last.
Yeah.
Tom Brady maybe has a year or two left. So you're saying on Sunday 3:00, just be very grateful what you're watching. These two, really both Hall of Fame quarterbacks, go head to head. That's what you're going to say?
Yeah. I mean, and then the Chiefs, Henne didn't look that bad. So regardless of what happens, you're going to have a good game there too. But if Mahomes isn't in, I'm giving it to the Bills. No question to this.
Either way, here's what I do like about this, and this is no disrespect to the teams that have been eliminated at all, is that out of these four teams, whichever two emerge to play for the Super Bowl in Tampa, you're going to have a really good game because you're either going to have Brady or Rodgers on one team, which is going to be attention. Yeah. And the other side, you're either going to have Kansas City trying to defend the title with Mahomes and that offense, which is great to watch, or you're going to have the Bills, which is a great story, the Bills Mafia, a team that's never won. Yeah. And the best fans in football. So you're going to get a really, really good Super Bowl.
I kind of want the Bills. To make it a Super Bowl. I went to school in Buffalo. All the fans there are crazy, and they would burn the whole city down if they win the Super Bowl. It'd be nuts.
Do you know, and I shouldn't say this because I don't know if he listens, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to take a risk here. Yeah. I was in Boston the year the Patriots won their first Super Bowl because I was living up there. And one of the greatest stories of my life that I remember, that night was a huge thing. They played the Rams. So this was January of 2002 or February of 2002. So they're playing the Rams in the Super Bowl, right? This was before Boston would then go on like this tear where they win everything, right? So this is like a loser town. We never win anything, right? So that Sunday night, they're playing the Rams. It's a big deal, obviously, right? Everybody's having Super Bowl parties. I was so sick. I don't know if I had the flu or what, but I remember I went to my buddy's house, but I wasn't really drinking. I wasn't really doing anything. I just didn't feel great.
Vid.
I did. I had it 19 years before everyone else got it, apparently. So I was rooting against the Patriots because when you go to school in Boston as a New York sports fan, you're not rooting for them to do well, right? Well, we all know what happened. Adam Vinatieri kicks the field goal and they win. So I am walking back to my apartment. This is 10:30 at night on a Sunday, and the city is like people are honking horns, all that stuff, all this nonsense, right? My roommate at the time, who I love, he's a huge Boston sports fan. He came down Commonwealth Avenue in a CVS shopping cart. Someone pushed him down in celebration. He had no control. He's literally sitting in this cart that's just in a free-for-all going down Com Ave. So.
Nice.
Yes. So we'll see what happens. We'll have the answer. And
one last question for you. Out of these four teams, is there a team that you think that should be one of those four teams? It should be in there. It should be still in the race.
Out of the four?
The people who are eliminated.
Oh,
do you think there's a team that should be right?
No.
That's all I was thinking too. Like, there's
No,
no, team that's
the Rams shouldn't be in it. Let's see who else. Baltimore played. It was terrible Saturday night. They should not be in it. Cleveland, you know what? We give Cleveland credit because we've ripped on Cleveland a lot in the show, but they deserve credit. But they're not where they need to be yet. They'll get there.
Yeah.
They're a young team, and then New Orleans does not deserve to be there either. No. I think we actually have the 4 best teams in the Final Four, which is very good.
Yeah.
And one of those teams we're going to bring in our special guest for her return performance to our show. Let's get it all hooked up. And there she is. That is the great Leale up in Western New York. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I would assume we're not as good as you are this week.
Yeah, I know. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. So Leale comes back to the show. If you didn't hear us 2 weeks ago, Leale had done a Bills rap, if you will, which is the team that she supports, and really went viral, as it should. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And some pretty cool people, famous celebrities commented on it. I know I saw Bruce Smith, your famous player from the 1990s up there. And then you made a follow-up video, which actually I thought was better because you incorporated a lot of edited footage into it.
Yeah,
How hard
went into that one?
Yeah. So something like that, how difficult is that to make? I could never do it. Is it impossible?
No, well, I am actually linked up with one of the videographers from Buffalo, Kroom Photos, and he helped produce the video. But it was a lot because I really only have a week to like make these videos in between games, and I have to write the song, get it recorded, then get the video edited. So a lot of work goes into it, but it was worth it for sure.
Now, you're in school, I'm assuming, while all this is going on, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you have this all the free time in the world. I'm going to go on the assumption here that you do your schoolwork and you make your parents happy. So yeah, okay. So now this week, the Bills take me through Saturday night, and I watched the game with my wife. As I told you, she's kind of like a closet Buffalo Bills fan because she went to Geneseo, where I think you said your brother goes, if I remember. So it's 3-3 at halftime. The offense is not doing much on either side. Are you nervous?
Yeah. I mean, that was way too close for my liking. Like, we should have had a touchdown. Gabe Davis should have had the touchdown in the beginning of the game, and I didn't like going into the second half of the game that close at all because playoff games are so unpredictable. All you need is one play and it could have ruined it like that. But Taron Johnson saved the day.
Got it. Now, if you are watching the show, we'll put it back up one more time. We're going to put up your Instagram handle, which is where you can see the original video that I talked about and also the new one. So the second half now, explain to me when you have the 101-yard touchdown return.
Yeah.
Are you screaming? Do you faint? Like what's going on?
That was insane. I was with like a lot of my dad's family, and it was really cool. It was really cool just to be with my dad too, specifically because when I was a kid, he used to always say, when I was a kid, we had the Bills, we go to the playoffs all the time. And he's like, I hope you get to experience that one day. And so just like that moment of like knowing we're still going, like we're still in it, and like being with my family, it was really cool.
That is cool to experience with them. Well, we were talking before you came on about hockey, and I'm a huge hockey fan. And my son the other day was watching the first game, and it was terrible. So he learned right away, and he asked, "Daddy, why do we stink?" So you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I know how that goes too. I played hockey for like 10 years growing up. So like I'm a big
Got it.
Too.
So now this week, well, let me ask you this: are you doing another? I can't imagine you're going to put another video together by Sunday, are you?
I mean, right now we're trying. We're trying.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah. I plan on putting one out for Sunday, hopefully Saturday, but we'll see how it goes. I got a lot of work.
Okay. So now this weekend, I'm not putting any pressure on you that you don't know about.
Yeah.
The biggest game that you guys have played in probably 20 26 years since you were back in the Super Bowl. You're going into Kansas City. Now, we just talked about before you came on that, one thing we don't know for sure is if Patrick Mahomes is going to play. Obviously, you don't want players to get hurt. We never wish for that, or concussion especially.
Yeah.
But this will be a big factor in this game. I'm going to go on the assumption Patrick Mahomes is going to play because the spread in Vegas is reflecting he's going to play, and the few things that I've read is that he's going to play. What is your – and I know who you want to win. What is your opinion on what is going to what is your thought on what's going to happen here Sunday?
Well, the Chiefs, they're a powerhouse team. And it's not even just Pat Mahomes and, like, the QB. I mean, overall, Travis Kelce, like, they're a powerhouse team. But I have, like, a good feeling. I watched the Browns game, and I just feel like they couldn't really, like, stop the passing plays. They just, like, their safeties couldn't really, like, stick on the man. And I have, like, a lot of faith in our safeties as far as that. But even Pat Mahomes or Chad Henne, you can't really sleep on either of them because even Chad Henne can, like, step up to the plate. He proved it last week. So I guess we'll see where it goes. We just have to be able to lock down on defense. But
well, the one thing you do know, which I would take some confidence in, is that your coach, Sean McDermott up there, is going to have a really good defensive game plan. Whether it works or not, we'll find out. But you know that they're going to be well prepared. And the Kansas City defense, as we've seen on a couple cases this year, can be thrown against. And Josh Allen, that is his specialty. I think they said in the second quarter when we were watching on Saturday night, I think it was maybe your 14th offensive play, and the commentator said that every single play you've run so far is a pass play. Buffalo just does not run the ball, so they're gonna.
Josh has got wheels too, so like that's something I saw against the Browns is that if Baker had a little bit more, wheels, that there was openings. They were pressuring him. Josh definitely can. It's
scary in a sense, this game, if you're a Bills fan, because they can win. I mean, whether they do, I mean, I almost think it's a pick 'em. But I will say this, Leale, that whatever happens Sunday, if it doesn't go your way, your future is so bright. Like, look at the rest of the AFC East. The Jets stink. Yeah. The Patriots are now really bad. The Dolphins are getting better, but they're nowhere near your level. So it's not like this is going to be your only shot. I mean, I hope it works. I really do. We're kind of rooting for you on this program. We've made that very clear. But if not, to give you just a little bit of cushion, make it feel a little better, you're going to have other chances. So we will, if you do get through this week, we will have you come back sometime in the next 2 weeks for Super Bowl. And then hopefully you end up winning the Super Bowl, and then we'll have to do a celebration. You'll have to do like a victory.
Oh, for sure.
Live from the parade.
Right. Yeah. Live at the coronavirus distance parade in downtown Buffalo.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you good luck. Thank you for joining us as always. We will be thinking of you Sunday, and we will be looking for your video. We'll put up the Twitter handle, Instagram handle one more time. ITZ Leale, Leale. You can see it across the screen. Go check her out. Follow her. Her stuff is awesome.
We're not getting a new rap?
No, we're not. No, this one would be too hard for her to perform. And she's got so much edited footage. I saw you actually put out a thing looking for people to send you footage of them at the game, I think, right?
Yes.
Which was cool.
Yeah. We added the shout song kind of clip last minute. I thought it would be a strong and a cool way to end it. And then that also brings in the fans, that makes them want to get engaged with it and bring them back to listen and stuff.
Well, we wish the official fan of the official Bills fan of the Mind Your Puck and Business podcast good luck this week, Leale. We wish you good luck, all right?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Come back and see us again.
Of course. See ya.
See ya. And so that is Leale up in Buffalo. Now her video, so the one that she did last week is actually even better than her first. The first one was excellent, but she added so much edited footage to it that it's even better. So check it out. Check it out on her Twitter page or Twitter. I keep saying Twitter. I don't even use Twitter. Instagram page. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't even have Twitter. It's a miracle that I have Instagram.
You got banned too?
I got AOL Instant Messenger where I put up away messages like we used to do back in college. Remember that?
Yeah.
Are you too old for that?
No. Dude, I remember AOL very clearly. It was 5th grade. My screen name was Maverick because my favorite movie at the time was Top Gun. So my screen name was Maverick. There's
only 2 people in the world. Well, no, 3 that I know of that still have an AOL email address. You're one of them. My wife is 2, and then there's one other I can think of.
So my AOL email is like the VIP only. I only give it to like VIPs. I don't get spam in it. So
Well, aren't you?
select few.
But you're getting the spam phone calls. We found out.
I get the spam phone calls and spam text messages.
Before we went live on the air this morning. We saw that happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will start to wrap it up. Again, any questions you have, you can send us any emails at any time to mypbshow.com at gmail.com, mypbshow@gmail.com. And we will see hockey. Now that we get into the second week, we're going to learn some more things. I think for the Rangers, as I said, in these next 5 games, I'm not saying they're all winnable, but you're playing Buffalo and Pittsburgh twice and the Devils tonight. These are games you can certainly win. So if you're going to want to surprise some people and be competitive and be one of the top 4 teams that get out of this brutal division that they're in, these are the games you've got to win because you've got the Bostons of the world and Philadelphia's coming up. So get some points from here. For the NFL front, we'll see this weekend. It'll be nice that weekend. The next time we're back on the air next Tuesday, we will know who is in the Super Bowl. And we can start previewing that. We'll try and see if we could finagle Jeff Sheesby to come on.
Yep.
And also, it would be a little bit pressure for us to ask this, maybe asking too much of him. But we may say to him, look, this is the spread in the Super Bowl. It's -3, this team or whatever. What are you taking? What do you like?
Oh, yeah.
And putting the pressure on him.
Let's get him.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
And let's get the pressure on him. Let's not let him escape, right?
Yeah. I'm with you.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Super Bowl will be different this year. Not that, with young kids, you do a lot of Super Bowl parties anyway, but what are we going to do? Right?
Take out.
Order in.
Get your son away from the apps. You're gonna
keto. I'll find some keto wings.
Keto wings.
Keto wings.
They make some like soy chicken wings or chicken nuggets and stuff.
Maybe
you want the meat. You can't have the carbs.
You know what we could do if the keto thing lasts? You could really be doing like cooking segments for us on the show.
Absolutely.
We could go.
I have a kitchen.
We could take the camera. There's other studios in this building.
Yeah.
And we could go and you could do like,
we could do you want to do a Super Bowl stream and cook keto diet stuff?
I'm good. The fire department's on standby this time, if we were to do that.
It has the thingy on top.
Fancy. Look at you.
Yeah.
Bobby Flay over there.
Full industrial kitchen, whenever you want.
He's not only a hockey maven, folks. He's also Bobby Flay on the weekends. Anyway, thanks for tuning in wherever you're listening to us. Again, you can send us questions anytime at mypbshow@gmail.com. Enjoy week 2 of hockey. Enjoy the NFL conference championships. And we will talk to you on the other side. Have a good week.